Is Jose Altuve among the worst left fielders to ever play in MLB? The new look Houston Astros lineup is still unsettled. Houston Astros unparalleled run in danger, former MLB executive predicts. These are just some of the latest reports that are coming out of Houston right now, and they paint a very concerning picture for the Astros' future. So what's really going on in Houston? Is this just a preseason overreaction, or are the Astros truly in trouble? What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In this one, we're going to be diving into the Houston Astros, and I'm going to tell you why I believe that all of these reports are just flat out wrong. Houston, they're still as good as ever, and the MLB should not be sleeping on them. Before we get into it, though, please make sure to hit that like, smash the subscribe button, and let me know your thoughts about all this in the comments down below. All right, folks, so here's the Houston Astros roster as projected by Fangraphs, and as we can see, it is definitely a different looking lineup at the very least from what we've seen in the past from these Houston Astros, right? I mean, you do still have Jose Altuve up there, and like the guy he never seems to age. I still think he's going to be great, even though he's getting up there in age, going to be 35. So, I mean, definitely, yeah, age is going to be a factor, but he's Jose Altuve, right? The guy's still going to be solid. You got Yordan Alvarez there as well, batting 3. In my opinion, I look at Yordan as being a top 5 hitter in all of baseball. Like, the guy can do no wrong, in my opinion. He's just so damn good. But we do need to address the elephant in the room being no Alex Bregman and no Kyle Tucker. And I get it, right? Like, this is a different lineup for sure than what we saw from the Houston Astros in 2022 when they last won the World Series, right? You did have Alex Bregman, you did have Kyle Tucker. I mean, you still had Yuli Gurriel, even though we didn't have a great year by any stretch of the imagination. You still had Michael Brantley, right? Like, there was a lot of guys in here that now, you know, walking into 2025, the Houston Astros don't have anymore. So I do get where a lot of analysts and people are coming from and thinking like, oh my gosh, Kyle Tucker and Alex Bregman, two staples, they're gone. What is this going to mean for this team? What is this going to mean for this lineup? And I get it. I hear those concerns. However, on the flip side of things, we got to talk a little bit about Isaac Paredes and Christian Walker. And I think that some people are just genuinely, like, or at least the mainstream MLB media is sleeping on the impact that those two guys are going to have. Christian Walker, in the last 3 years, has quite literally, like, been one of the better baseball players in all of MLB. You were talking about a 3-year stretch where the guy put together an 11.3 WAR, had an OPS of 813 and 95 home runs, 281 RBIs in 3 seasons, right? Like, that's just across the board phenomenal, on top of the fact that he won back-to-back-to-back Gold Gloves. So Christian Walker, for me, I mean, yeah, he's not Kyle Tucker, but could he be Alex Bregman? Or could he even provide more offensive output than Alex Bregman? I don't think it's impossible, guys. I really don't think it's impossible with what he's done in the last 3 years. Like, I like Christian Walker a lot, and batting right behind, where is it? Batting right behind Yordan Alvarez right there, and then sandwiched between Yonder Diaz, who, you know, again, she went through a little bit of a rocky stretch last year, should be a lot better this season. That's a good spot for him, dude. That's a really good 4-hitter for those Astros. So, yes, no Kyle Tucker, but still, Christian Walker, really, really solid. And Isaac Paredes, maybe not the same caliber of player as Christian. In fact, I will say it. He's not the same caliber of player, but still a really good player in his own right. You're talking about somebody that's got a 755 OPS in their career so far. In 2023, the dude had a 840 OPS and was just across the board solid for those Rays. Last year, it was a little bit up and down. Granted, he did get traded away, right? So he was playing really well with Tampa. Then he got traded, and, you know, the wheels kind of fell off. So, I mean, you could say that, you know, that midseason trade got him out of his rhythm. He wasn't playing at the same level anymore. I still think he's going to be good. And you're still talking about a team who last year had the 8th best OPS in all of baseball. So I hear where some of these critics are coming from, but I still think the lineup is going to be solid. And that's all they need, is just for the lineup to be solid, because the pitching staff, folks, let me tell you about this pitching staff. This might be one of the most underrated pitching staffs in all of baseball. You know, I know everybody's going to talk about the Dodgers, and of course, you know, you got to bring up the Seattle Mariners and all of those teams. But this Houston Astros pitching staff, it might not be sexy with the names that you have. You know, yeah, okay, there's no, I don't know, Yamamoto in here, or there's no, you know, like Logan Gilbert or whatever. But these are all solid starters for you. You got Framber Valdez at the top, Hunter Brown 2, Ronel Blanco, Spencer Arrighetti, and then Hayden Wesneski, who a lot of people are just kind of thinking is, oh, he was a nothing guy from the Kyle Tucker trade. That's not true at all. There is definitely something there, and as your fifth guy, that's crazy. Looking over at their 2024 stats, you're talking about Framber Valdez, who had an ERA under 3, Hunter Brown, 3.49, very, very good, 170 innings, by the way. Ronel Blanco, throwback to when he threw a no-hitter last year, you know, like the guy was crazy. He had a 2.8 ERA. Spencer Arrighetti, we're going to get into him in a second. It wasn't great last season, but I do think that he's going to be in the upswing. And then Hayden Wesneski, who was really, really good. Moving over to Spencer Arrighetti, though, first half, pretty bad. 5.63 ERA. Second half, 3.18. And the kid is 24 years old. Or 25 now, but he was 24 last year. First season in MLB. This is somebody who's going to be really good for these Houston Astros. And he's fourth in their rotation, right? Like, this is a, you know, kind of top-tier young gun that any team should want to have in their rotation based on what he did in the second half of the season. I mean, the Houston Astros, like, they don't even really need him based off of all of the other guys that they have. And if you don't take my word for it, well, look at this article right here, guys. Houston Astros projected rotation grades high in advanced pitching analytics. This is a great article. They go through all of the different stuff, plus based, you know, like the sabermetrics, everything like that. Point being, all of these guys are really, really solid, man. Spencer Arrighetti, this is somebody who's like all of his stuff plus everything was better than what he was doing last year, right? So this is somebody that should be better in 2025. And again, one year older, one more year in MLB. I like his stuff a lot. I think he's going to be great. That could be a nice breakout candidate for them. Speaking of people that are just being overlooked, they say right here, a lot of people are just looking at Hayden Wesneski as a throw-in. That's not true at all. This is somebody with some of the literal best stuff as their fifth pitcher, and you're talking about a team who last year finished 6th in ERA. I mean, like, what more do we need to say, right? Like, yes, I get it. Kyle Tucker's not in the lineup. That's a blow. I hear that. I understand. But you're still talking about the Houston Astros right now. There's great people. Like, this is still a top 10 lineup in all of baseball, in my opinion. Like, this is still, at the very least, top 12. Let's say top 12 for argument. But this is a top 5 pitching staff. You know, and that alone is going to bring you into the postseason, and that alone, you know, could take you even further. Not to mention, you got good people in that bullpen as well. Like, look at all of these beautiful, like, low ERAs coming out of the pen right there. And let's face it, folks, Josh Hader is in for a bounce back. That's not even to mention some of these Astros' secret weapons. Flashing over here to the prospect system. Let's take a look at their ETAs right here. This is their top 6 prospects, right? 2026, 2025, 2025, 2027, still got a ways to go. 2025, 2025. There are 4 of the Astros' top 6 prospects who are all projected to come up in 2025. And if you don't already know their names, you should, because they're obviously going to be commanding roster spots. And even though Cam Smith over here is projected, the number 1 overall prospect, projected to come up in 2026, there has been a lot of buzz around him right now. This is somebody that you need to know. Chandler Rome tweets out right here, Cam Smith is built like a transformer, possibly the next 60 home run guy. Like, we know that the Astros can make these dudes. It feels like they just grow them on trees, right? Like, where did Kyle Tucker come from? Where did Yordan Alvarez come from? They know how to develop their prospects. This is the next one. I believe in this Houston Astros lineup. I believe in this Houston Astros roster. Maybe I don't necessarily believe in Jose Altuve's left field abilities, but he's going to figure it out, folks. He's going to figure it out. And even if he doesn't, the pitchers are going to bail him out. The lineup is going to bail him out. So all of this hate towards the Houston Astros right now, we got to cut it the hell out, because this team, this roster, they're still top tier. But folks, let me know what you think about all this in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.